and welcome to a creative quickie. Now I'm saying it's a quickie because I have so much to do. Collage sheet week lead up, my dad arrives tomorrow for his heart surgery, lots and lots of driving back and forward between picking him up in the hospital and everything like that. I feel like the next few days are going to be manic. Tomorrow is my birthday and I am super overwhelmed with all the stuff I've got to do, still having tech issues. My actual Mac computer needs to be wiped. Lots of things. So I thought I would show you the process behind creating some of these collaged bunnies that you have seen in your calendar. This is a really dodgy version printed out. I thought I was using my photo paper, but it was just my plain paper because I was printing kids' homework. But I thought, why not show you guys how to make your own creative collage bunnies for your Easter spreads or Easter cards. I am going to be doing a tutorial for YouTube on this as well, but I thought I'd show you guys first and give you guys a look at it. It is such a cute, quick and fast way to create some really cute looking bunnies, if I do say so myself. Now, I did throw these into Procreate and add line work and stuff. You can also do that, although they do look very sweet and cute the way they are as well. So they kind of work both ways, but I thought I'd show you some of the process and the thoughts behind creating these. I love collage, as you guys know. It's my heart song. So I went through a whole heap of my old magazines and went looking for things. This is actually a dress, like a designer dress. This is actually a sleeve or even a sheet from something, and this is obviously a full-blown, I think it was a suit. This is a sleeve from a shirt, and this is also like the lapels were all frilled and stuff. This is a bed sheet, not quite sure what these are. But that being said, there are so many fun textures and things in the magazines that are out today that you can definitely create these very simply. I've pulled out a few bits and pieces to sort of gravitate and show you stuff that would make fantastic. If you want to do really quirky, I pulled some of these things out for ears. The textures that you can use to make ears is really fun, and it just is, there are so many combinations. Like when I was starting to pull things out, I was like, there are so many cool things that you can use for your ear textures and things like that. I love the ruffles and things. I thought about using this as a bodice, and then obviously taking her headpiece and adding flowers if you want to make a little flower crown. I also picked things like jackets that you could use as your actual body of your rabbits. And I've got, like, if you wanted to do a very fashionista one or a two-piece, you can definitely use tops and bottoms from these types of spreads in fashion magazines. I generally like the look of these sort of fancy pants rabbits with the big bows and things and big ties. I like that look. It very much my homage to Beatrix Potter and that sort of era. So that's kind of why I gravitated towards things that had a lot of buttons, a lot of bows, that sort of thing. And it's easy to sort of pull these in and make them straight because you can have them straight on. Although, like I said, this was like a sheet or a puffy piece of fabric, and that worked as well by creating your own little bow tie out of things that you can find in your magazines. And I also use magazine eyes as well as photographs. I'm pretty sure that is my eye there from a photograph, and that may also be my eye actually. This one obviously is not, but these are magazine ones. And then I've used some of the ones that I've sent to you, or you guys have had in your collage sheets before. Do I have any in my little tray? So I have a few little eyes in here from previous things. So you can get out your sheets that have those in them. Or obviously you can use magazine eyes. I like to sort of try and chop out. I've got a few eyeballs floating around here that I've been saving as I've been looking. I generally look for ones that are very clear. I try not to get them too big because when they're too big you have to make your bunny too big, like bigger. Or you can definitely experiment with the sizes and things. I mean, this may look crazy, but it also looks quite quirky and cool. Like I said, you can go mental with all these types of looks. I've used a neutral pattern, a neutral piece of vintage paper for the faces. I found that really worked nicely with trying to put them together. I did play with sort of abstract sections near the eyes, and you can definitely do that as well. But I would suggest putting a neutral sheet behind and then all your other elements be really bright and colorful. I've used white sections or cream sections of paper for the sort of this sort of shape. So I generally would cut out this sort of shape for the sort of nosy jowl areas, and then I've cut out pink pieces of lined paper in this sort of shape for the nose. I did add line work over the top, but I think for purposes of these videos, I kind of like how they look like this. And then you can also either draw your whiskers on, or I just found dark sections of magazines and then cut out really long sort of straw-like shapes for my whiskers, which I actually really like how bold they look. So I think I'll be doing that in today's video. I'm going to try and make a couple on camera for you so you can see what they look like. They're so easy and simple and a very instant gratification kind of thing, and I always like to show you creative things that don't take you very long but pack a lot of punch. And like I said, this is a fun activity to do with kids, so if you've got small little teacup humans or you teach small humans, this would be a great way to sort of do an Easter card for family members. If you're thinking about trying to think of an Easter activity that's a little bit left of center and not your usual thing, it'll be a great way for kids to express themselves. Well, for me as well, I'm a giant kid and I want to make bunnies all day long. These will be in your collage sheets, and obviously the ones that I create as well today will probably be in your collage sheets. But they're just a super fun, easy thing to do. I'll probably do this sort of thing with Boo because she saw these in this scanner last night and was like, I want to make those as well. And that's what gave me the idea of making it into a tutorial, because I think people would have a lot of fun making really simple bunnies. Now, generally the shape that I picked for the back face was a very sort of square round. I then cut my ears however I felt. I didn't do them all the same because I feel having them at different sort of levels, you can definitely play with that. I have thought about making like a folded ear, and I may even play with that idea as well today. Having maybe a white section and then a pink under section. I might have a play with having a folded ear. Your numbers this month are actually bunny heads for Easter, so I thought that was really cute. And they have the sort of bent down folded ear as well. So that kind of shape there, that's like a upside down ear, and then this little shape here. I would definitely have to play with that, and I think there's a section where I have puffy white. I think I will try that bent ear with this sort of stuff because I think that'll work really nicely. You can even cut out a white piece, then add a pink piece on top if you want to go traditional, which I'll definitely will show. That's kind of why I picked these. But I also love the idea of having red and white striped ears, or even using this as the button or a bow tie. Like I said, the things are endless. Generally, when I was cutting out bows, I was being really generic. I wasn't trying to make them all equal because I definitely think that adds something. Where's my other bunny? In here somewhere. So these ties are actually just cutouts. And if you want, you can outline them to sort of show that they're a tie, but I kind of really enjoy the no lines of the bunnies. I like how they look. I've lined some of them and I've given some of them facial features and sort of added white markings. You can definitely do that with your paint markers or your gel pens if you want to add sort of fur-like textures to your bunnies. Definitely, if you want to scan them, throw them into Procreate or throw them into a digital thing, you can play with things. It's endless. These things that I show you are very versatile, very playful, and every single bunny is going to look different, and they're so easy to make. And once I'd gotten the workout of how I wanted to do them, I had 3 made in under an hour. It's just that tinkering stage, it takes me the longest to try and work out how I want them to look. So I've done all that for you. I've done all the tinkering bits behind, and now I've got an actual workaround and a general like pattern to follow that you can be making bunnies for the rest of the evening. and I just think they make super cute little things to add. I actually want to make some for my Easter page in my Hobonichi, or maybe I'll just throw this one in. But let's get started. Grab your old magazines. If you don't have magazines, grab your collage sheets. You can definitely use backgrounds and things like this. You could cut up old photographs that you've got lying around. But magazines seem to be the funnest part to do this, because you can make very avant-garde, very fashionista bunnies with the bits of magazines that you've got floating around. IKEA magazines would be great, because you can definitely use like the cushions and the bed fabric and all that sort of stuff to make the to make it all. Actually, you will need some eyes and things like that, but you can definitely find all of this at home without having to buy a single thing.
For better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting...
Excuse the terrible lighting, it is so overcast here. I've got my lamp on, but it just doesn't seem to help. Now, when it comes to faces, I've got a few options here that I've, you know, some tea-dyed paper will work. It's a neutral. I've got some pages from a vintage book, and these were in, I think, a Flow, like a Paper Lovers Flow magazine. So we have a couple of those. And I've also got this, I'm pretty sure an Inky sent me this in some Happy Mail, and it's a pink, so we could do the pink route if we wanted to, but generally these are the kind of thing that I was using vintage ledger paper in my calendar ones, and I've put the excess somewhere safe where I can't find, but I thought these will work as well. And I've kind of just pieced together, this was a skirt and a top if I wanted to do a more full bunny, and you can see that I just cut out a couple of different ear possibilities, and like I said, I didn't draw anything out, I just cut a general shape. The only time when I will sort of do a little bit of marking will be when I try and do the folded ear, which I'll do in a minute. I have to do that off camera just to make sure that I don't screw it up, and then once I've worked out exactly how I want to do it, I'll show you. But bow sort of stuff, I'm just sort of doing this sort of look. So you've got like a little bow that you can put here, or we can put a bow on this pink jacket. I want maybe do an all pink version. This kind of looks cute. You can definitely also add the bow to the ears if you want to do like a girly look. And I just think that it can be so much fun. I love this. I love it. I love collage so much. So let's just do a general shape, and then you can just see what it looks like once you put two little ears there. It is so simple. I've got some eyes sort of cut out here, so I can add eyes to this one if I wanted to, like so. They're a little bit bigger than I would normally want to put on there, but because I'm sort of grabbing stuff that I have on my desk, let me see if I've got anything smaller in my table. Put that one there. Let's see if I've got anything smaller. I mean, I can definitely do one like so, although that kind of looks a bit strange. I know I've got more eyes sort of floating around, but of course whenever I want to find that, I never can. Let's see if if I've got any on this side of my desk. There we go, that'll do for now. Now, I said like a cream or an off-white for the face. This is just giving you the basics and put that down. And because it's so different compared to the brown, it really works to sort of show off that. Now, where's my pink lined paper? Or I could honestly do the little nose out of this because it's pink as well. I need tweezers. I've got tweezers somewhere, but when you're working with really tiny pieces, it makes it really hard. And instantly, you've got almost an entire outfit ready to go. I would add whiskers right now. Let me find a dark sheet of my... So we've got dark bit here of some pants, and this is when you would cut out a rectangle, and then I'd probably cut that off a little bit too long. I hope that's catching up on camera. If I turn my lamp off, you'll see how dark it really is. Well, that's not too bad. It just feels super, super dark. Actually, maybe I'll make them a little bit shorter again. I feel like they're a bit too long. But like I said, I wanted to show you how quickly it was to assemble one in real time. And basically all I would add is some eyebrows. I'd probably add some little white puffy arms maybe. You could definitely put little hands down there, but because it's like a brown, she's brown, I would be tempted to add little, I mean, this is if you've got sleeves, you can definitely sort of, this is where it gets hard, where you're putting things underneath other stuff to test how it looks. Collage is so fun and therapeutic and creative that you can have such a blast. And this is like super, super basic. Like, I'm giving you the bare minimum, like the template of things that you can play with. And then you can just take it and run. Like I always say, stay. And then suddenly, you've got a little bunny ready for a card. She looks super cute. I love her little black, oh, I've just taken her arms off. But normally I would glue this as I'm going. But I wanted to show you how quick and simple it would be to basically put a bunny together in under 10 minutes. And all I've done is I've grabbed various bits and pieces. I haven't even finessed it yet. I would obviously make the eyes brighter. I might add some white on the edges of the face. I could definitely put the little spots of the whisker freckles on the nose part. add, I would generally alter the clothing a bit because I feel like it's too similar to the original. Obviously it's not too similar, it is the original, and all I've done is cut it out. So I would probably go through and change the colors of things. I did alter the clothing on the other ones by adding different bits and pieces to them. Obviously little eyebrows. If you wanted your bunnies to have actual hair, you could do that. You could add like a floral to the up here, or a bow. If you didn't want the bow there, you can definitely put the bow up here or in the middle of her head. Add flowers. All that sort of thing can be done just by chopping and changing. I have this little thing which is called a quick stick, which is where you push out, like, it's got a little bit of a sticky stuff so you can pick things up with it really easily, like so. And this has been really good from We Are Memory Keepers. I actually thought it was something else, but when I worked out what it actually was, so in there that green stuff is sort of like a really odd glue thing. I'm not sure, but it also has one of the like a flat edge to sort of get underneath things, but it is really great for picking up things that you want to and for helping you place things. So this has been really fab. I've got a lid somewhere, it's missing, but I just wanted to show you quickly in real time how it would be simple to sort of put a bunny together, and then I'll probably put a few more together in fast forward, so I don't spend, you know, 1,000 years talking to you. But I wanted you to see how simple it was to put together a bunny for cards and for class things. If you're a teacher, I know Sian could probably do this with her littlies for art. I just think that there's such a cute and quirky way to make like an army of bunnies. I like making things that are really simple and then making them over and over and over again.
Walk me in the morning sun, tell me I'm a lucky one. I'm riding on the wave of a notion that I could be brave. Is there anything good on the radio? Turn it up loud and let me know how it used to be before anyone heard of you and me. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. Running out of town just to celebrate. The fortune's here to stay. A one-way ticket to a better day. A rocking chair and a glass of wine. In the shade of a tree and I'm feeling fine. There's not a lot to ask when life is going by so fast. One breath away. Step up and say, hold on to what is real. The love you feel is like water in a glass. Don't try to separate the ones you hate from the ones that you don't know. 'Cause there's a part of you that never could let go. I'm chasing shadows.
I'm gonna make one more with you guys before I leave you be. This one is all done and dusted. I will probably scan these into Procreate and sort of tinker around with them for your collage sheets, but I just wanted to give you the general look. Now I'm gonna do one with the pink coat. I've got my head ready to go, and I've already started cutting out the ears. So this is from this section here where you've got the pink and the white. So I've got that little bit there. Now for that little bent ear, I need a shorter triangle that is thicker at the top and sort of smaller down the bottom, but I wanted to have it a little bit sort of shorter. like that. So we've got that there. And then we need another piece that we can sort of mold around with it. So let's see if this works. Put that piece sort of generally there. And then all I have to do is sort of round this down a little bit so it's not so pointy. There, and also round off that little corner again, not so pointy, like so. And I might even make that a little bit shorter so you've got different sort of lengths and angles. And then grab a little bit of that pink and add it into that little crevice there. Sort of tuck that in there. Like so. Oh, that is so cute. And then I have already gotten some darker shaped eyes. I should probably glue these down, but I will glue them down once I've shown you. So we're going with a very smoky eyed bunny this time. And then I can either put that here like so. I did think about doing it for the coat, but I think I might actually leave it up there because I think it sort of suits the look a bit better. And that little bit there. Oh, too cute. And I'd be tempted to sort of grab the pink Doc Marten sheets from last month, the feet, which I have no idea where I have a set of those sort of lying around, and give her some feet. Otherwise, I would just make her shorter. The other thing I thought about doing is if you wanted to, I mean, you could switch up her outfit regardless. That kind of looks cute too, the black and white with the eyes being darker. Or if you wanted to do this, you could definitely change that up and put that there and have a pink skirt and not the coat. I do really love the look of the coat though. And I like also tilting their heads. That kind of makes them look a little bit cuter. I would, obviously, you can tilt their ears in different positions to give them a little bit more emotion. All the things that I've taught you with my monsters, that can be applied with these guys as well. Tilting of the heads, tilting of the eyes to sort of give you that emotion. I've got a black piece around here anywhere. Get some whiskers happening. I mean, it's fiddly and it's probably easier to do it in Procreate, but at the same time, I love the look of the odd shaped collage pieces. Like I think it really does add to a look, add to a collage piece if it's all done with collage papers, including the whiskers. I mean, that may not be for everyone. It is fiddly, I'm not gonna lie, but I just really like how they look because these are so black and stark. Obviously, I'm having a lot of trouble sort of maneuvering these ones around because they're so thin. And I would probably want them not to be as thin as, I mean, as thick as they are. It's probably a little bit better. And you could add them where you want them to go. But you can see how simple and quick it is doing the same things. I've got spare ears over here, which I'll make into one that you'll see on your collage sheets. I just thought I'd make a couple with you in real time to show you how quick and simple they are. All I need to do is add her hands if I wanted to, or even if you didn't want to add arms, you could just sort of draw little paws down the bottom, or you could do what I did with the other ones, like these guys. They actually don't have any arms. It's purely because I've left the arms on these clothing pieces. I've cut the arms off this one and you kind of don't notice it, but because I've left the arms on this one, it kind of denotes that she needs them. So it all depends on how much you want to do, what you want to play with. But I really like the look of the arms, and I think I'll probably do that with the skirt and the top one, because I liked how those little paws looked poking out of the top. If you don't like your arms sort of starfishing out, you can definitely sort of chop your sleeves down a bit and then maneuver them underneath your jumper so that your arms are a little bit closer to the body. It's just because they're trying to show you the garment in the best possible way. But if you wanted to tuck your little arms underneath so it was closer to the body and not sticking out like a starfish, that's kind of what I meant by chopping your garment and moving your arms inward, and that way you don't have this look where your arms are just sort of stuck out. So you can alter your clothing as well by sort of going from out here by tucking it in there. It doesn't change too much of the look, but it also means that you can have her arms sort of a bit closer to her body and not doing that I've just eaten way too much food, I'm being a fat starfish kind of look. And they don't look so out of place. Well, they didn't look out of place before, but I find it looks a little bit more natural when they're a little bit closer to the body, as opposed to sticking out and doing that little starfish look. It really depends on how you want to play it or what you want to do. You can definitely sort of have a play. I do really like these pink ones. I've been trying to find more eyes. I'm running out of eyeballs. And then you've got that sort of face tilted to the side. It makes it hard when they're not all glued down. And my skirt's around here somewhere. There it is. Stick it under, but you get the gist. But I just wanted to show you that you could alter your tops to have them closer and looking like it's a bit more natural of a pose than opposed to sticking out and doing like this. So I could definitely alter my jacket by bringing those arms in, and it wouldn't make much of a difference. You wouldn't be able to notice. I mean, I don't think you can anyway. And because there's got like a neckline there, I've just pushed that underneath so she doesn't have a neck. And I kind of like how that looks a lot more than if I was to have like an actual neck. You could definitely put a neck on your rabbits if you wanted to. I just choose not to because I think it makes them look a bit more innocent, a bit more friendly looking, more whimsy like. But yeah, they'll look a lot better once I glue them down. But I thought that would be a really quick and fun way to show you how easy and simple it is to sort of make these little rabbits and make these bunnies work, because I just love how they look. And I've had so much fun sort of creating them. And I know they'll be such a huge hit in the collage sheets. But I also wanted to show you that you could definitely make your own. You didn't need to wait until I made collage sheets. You could do so many different variations. You could dress them up like your kids, all that sort of stuff. I generally like the really bold looking eyes. It seems to help a lot more. I would also go in and add really bright whites to the magazine so those eye colors pop. I'll either do that digitally or I'll do it with a Uniball Signo, which is sort of floating around. But yeah, I thought that this would be a cute and quick creative quickie for you to play around with for Easter, because Easter is around the corner, and I know that people like to do themed things for their journals and their planners, and obviously you'll get all these rabbits in your collage sheets, but you may not like my pairings, or you may have some of ideas sort of floating around in your own pairings. And you can see with some magazines and a little bit of time and a glue stick, you could make some really funky rabbits. and I know you guys will do amazing things. Like, I normally see really amped up versions of my tutorials, and that's purely because I'm giving you the base. I'm giving you the most basic application, and then you can add on that with your own skills that you already have or your own flair, and it always looks like 100 million times better when I see other people sort of take my tutorials, because you guys have different skill sets to me, and I'm obviously giving you the beginner's version, and then you guys can amp it up and take it to new heights, which I always love to see. So I hope you've enjoyed this little quirky tutorial in regards to the bunnies, and I cannot wait to sort of glue these together and scan them in and have a play in Procreate to add those final touches. I won't do that bit on camera because of my tech issues. I don't want to stress out my Final Cut Pro while I'm in the process of moving things from one hard drive to another. I'm already in a very delicate position when it comes to 3 years worth of collage sheets, and where they lie at the moment is very teetering on the balance. So I thought that I would just show you the basic version of them with the collage application. And I really like this one. She's gonna look so cute. I might actually make her head slightly smaller because I feel like it's a bit too big for her body, although that could be a beauty of it. Or I could semi-glue this down, scan it, and then cut the head down and then scan it again. That's another thing. You can not glue everything down perfectly, sort of semi-glue things down, and then move all your bits and pieces and make 3 and 4 different versions using the same pieces but tweaking bits and pieces. Like, you could have different heads on different bodies. You could just change the ears out. You could change the eyes out. Like, I haven't even used any of these eyes on the ones that I've shown you today, but they're definitely, you guys have got pages and pages of eyes that you can play with. It doesn't just have to be magazine eyes. I just didn't have any of these eyes on hand for this video because I've packed them away somewhere. I have a sheet somewhere. But it just goes to show that you can use pretty much anything to make this tutorial happen, and they'd look really cute and fun on the backs of sort of pastel colored cards. I actually have some pastel colored cards that I got from Kmart, and I'll probably do my YouTube tutorial with these guys on top of these cards. So I've picked up some pastel ones of these, but I also got these sort of gift cards that looked very Easter-like, and I think what I might do is actually put the collaged bunnies onto these for the YouTube version, and that way Lily can send out some Easter cards for some of her friends and they can have quirky little bunnies on them. So I hope you've enjoyed this creative quickie. I'm sorry it is so quick, but it's just got to be done. This time of month is always so hectic, and with my dad coming tomorrow and my birthday and everything, I still think it's a really cute tutorial, and one that I know I have a few people asking me about when they saw the calendar. So I'm grateful that I'm able to show you guys a fun way to work for a themed Easter thing. Even if you're not an Easter person, you're a rabbit person, you will love playing with these, and I hope to see some bunnies up in the Facebook group or on Instagram. Make sure you tag me so I can see them and so that other people can see them. And have a wonderful week, guys. Your next video will be your collage sheet video, and I better get off here, finish editing this video, and keep the last bit of the manic drawing going. See you later. Bye.